Small days is still on my mind. Small days is a good time. Neighbor has some little children. I'm gonna sing it on the dance, just really admire them. Small days is still on my mind. Small days is a good time. My neighbor has some little children. I'm gonna sing it on the dance, just really admire them. Yes, they're singing. Ching, ching, ching. In a bag. See for mama. Get 10 fat chickens. And ask you for one. And she won't give me one. You see that girl named Dorothy. She fat like a butter. And she mama like a chow. Oh, small days is still on my mind. Small days is a good time. Neighbor has some little children. I'm gonna sing it and dance, let's really admire them. What they're singing? On your carpet, you must be like roses, all you need, bright and shining, you must be, and show me the one, love the best. When I marry, I give you the ring. First the girls, second the boys, Sunday, Monday, afternoon, we will spend the honeymoon. Oh, small days is still on my mind. Small days is a good time. Neighbor has some little children. I'm gonna sing it on the dance, let's really admire them. Join the singing. Old man house on fire. The old man ran away. He ran for the police to get the water. The ugly fire down there. Escalated, shoo, shoo, shoo. Escalated, shoo, shoo, shoo. And now wipes the lady face. The lady wipes the lady face. And she fell down, and she fell down, and she fell in the ocean too.
Hey fans, it's karaoke and oldies night this and every Thursday at Club Twilight Sideline Dam, Buxton. Dance to the magical songs of yesteryear by popular DJs and Camps Audio. Admission is free. Come out, let's make memories at Club Twilight Sideline Dam, Buxton North.
All right, hey, guess what? We are going to rock and roll this evening. Let's begin by telling you we have a special guest, and that special guest should be on with us. Let's see if we getting our special guest here tonight. I'm not going to tell you guys who that is until you get to see who that special guest is. If our guy can just make sure that our guest is on the camera so that we can start off with the program. I just got off a Dr. David Hines show. It wasn't that bad. Let's get straight down to our guest. Miss Vashti, how are you? Can you hear me?
Hi, good evening. Good night to you, sir.
Perfect. How are you doing tonight?
Well, by God's grace, I think I am fine because he's keeping me going.
Absolutely. We are so happy to have you now starting the show. Just let everyone know that Miss Vashti, am I pronouncing the name correctly? Vashti?
Yes, and spelled, yes, correctly.
Absolutely. Miss Vashti is with us tonight. Please spread the word, share the link. This is a hero. This is a Guyanese hero. And you see she's smiling. When you see Miss Vashti, give her a high five and say, thank you for what you have done. So we're hearing a little bit of echoing at your background there. Somebody else listening to another device there? Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
So, tell us something, Miss Vashti. How long have you been living in that area? Peters Hall, right? How long?
I must say I was born here because I came here, I think, at the age of 4 or 5 years of age. I'm now in my 70s.
Wow. Came from where?
Well, I was on the West Bank because I was born on the West Bank of Demerara. But my parents and my relatives, they belongs to Peter's Hall.
Absolutely. So you've been there for practically all of your life except the 4 years.
Of course, of course, of
And so
course.
describe for us, please, Miss Vashti. And for all those of you who are now joining us, Miss Vashti, you guys have been looking for Miss Vashti. Guess what? She is the superstar. And beyond that, she is brave enough to say to the corrupt PPP regime, I am not going to take your nonsense. And she spoke for every single one of you out there who are afraid to speak out. Let me take this time out to say salute to you, Miss Vashti. You are known not
Thank you.
only in Guyana, you are known in the Caribbean, you're known around the world. You might as well run for office. You might as well run. Describe for us life in Peters Hall on a daily basis. What's life like?
Well, it's a mixed population, and we're very friendly, and we don't have no problems in the area. A very quiet neighborhood, which we interact daily with one another. Right? We have a daycare in the area here. We have the famous car care is living within this very community. So, we're being surrounded by good people.
Good people indeed. And
Yeah.
before we get into that again, let me just say tonight with us on 107.1 FM, Miss Vashti. Everybody has been talking about Vashti, 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 Vashti all day. Your ears must have been ringing, huh?
I think my name is Name and Nature. The famous Queen Vashti, what she did in the Bible, if everybody read about the famous Queen Vashti in the book of Esther.
All right. For those of you who know the story of Queen Vashti, Queen
Mm,
Vashti is with
yeah.
us this evening. Uh, people, let me ask you this here before we let me give you 30 seconds of a video, please,
Yeah.
as we play this video here, and I'll get back to you.
Morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. So you're videoing me this morning.
Yep.
All right. I have a letter that I have for you here. The acquisition of the property for the building of the bridge. I'm Minister.
All right, Miss Vashti. So when this guy walked in, he identified as some Edgil or some Minister Edgil or whatever he is.
Yes,
Did you know?
he did.
Did you know that he was coming?
Yes, because what they did about after 6 o'clock the afternoon before prior to that day, I had a phone call from somebody from his office. His name is Sam Khan, saying that there's a meeting. Mr. Edgel asked him to call. There's a meeting would be at the Harbor Bridge on Wednesday, which is the next day, at 7 o'clock, and we should be there. And I asked him what's in nature, and he said he really don't know. They just asked him to inform me that there's a meeting and I should be there, right? And I was trying to question him. He said he doesn't know anything. So I asked him, so how could you be passing on information without knowing anything? And he said that I asked him his portfolio, and he said he's an engineer. I said, well, therefore, you concerned about it. You're in the public service, and so therefore you're part of it. And so the morning came, and I had planned not to go to no meeting. I was in my bed sleeping because I have a brother who is terminal ill in the hospital, and I was taking some rest early in the morning when the phone rang, and I jumped out of my bed so frantic. I want to know, who could disturb me so early. And I got on the phone and on to hear, good morning. And I said, who's it calling? It's Mr. Agil. And I asked him, why are you not at the meeting? Are you coming? I said, I'm a senior citizen, and you just woke me up because my brother is terminally ill in the hospital, and I have so much of spending time there with him. I said, I'm tired, and you just woke me up from my sleep. Would you be coming? And I didn't answer him. And he said, well, okay, I'll be coming at your home. And I didn't answer him. And after a while, I keep listening, and then I hung up the phone, and within seconds, he was at my gate.
So he walked at your gate there, and
Yeah.
of course you stood your ground. You're saying, were you surprised that he came there and they were so anxious to tell you to sign a document? What was the document all about, and why would he do such a thing?
Very much. To tell you the truth, when he gave me the document, well, we know it's concerning housing, that this land acquisition, that we have to remove, and the meeting was concerned that, and so he came with that document, and I told him that I'm taking it unknown to my lawyer, but I would not be signing, right? And I gave him a little, I talked with him concerning what we're going through here, and I even mentioned in our area we were being distressed by so much of flood, and no official never came in here to see us, right? And he didn't sound concerned about that. And I even mentioned about concern, and I said, listen, that you're all paying people large sums of money. And I even point to one of the house over there that we had the privilege to see a proposal that they did for a guy, right? And so I point to that house, the proposal that they make up, and they pay that man on the private valuation. And so they're being very what word am I say? To the rest of residents, because a certain amount of people, all of us went to the same valuation, which we encourage the Indian people to go with us to the valuation to do our private, because we asked them, and they said after keeping a lot of meeting with Ejil, and he said, not Ejil, with Nandalal. And he said, yes, the Attorney General, we can do our own valuation, but the government will not accept it. The government, the judges will still prefer the government valuation and not the private valuation. But then we were so surprised to know that we were being informed that some of the residents were being paid on the private valuation, and we're not getting that. That is it.
Wow.
And
so, go ahead, continue. Talk your story.
I accept the letter, and after a while, when I just say, let me check to see what's going on with this letter, the first thing I noticed that my name was misspelled. So he was he was away going to some other residence, and so I went after him, and I addressed him very decently, Mr. Ejil. This document is not mine because this is not my name. It's been misspelled, and so I cannot accept this document anymore. He looked at it. Himself and another guy was with him, and they just walk away. I said, you walk away, you're not accepting it, because this is not my name. I can't. And I throw it on the ground because I say it's not my name. And he walk away. And I just pick it up. His vehicle was around, and I just pick it up and I throw it in his vehicle with his chauffeur. I say, you could give it to Mr. Ejil because that is not my name. I'm not accepting it.
Well done. Well said, Ms. Vashti.
Yeah, because, Mark, if you do any official business, and if one letter of your name is missing or misspelled, you can't do business anymore at the bank.
It's got to be corrected.
Is that true?
Absolutely. It's got to be corrected. You're correct.
I know. My relative sent money for me, and one letter was being changed, and they sent back that money. I could not have got that money. So why accept a letter that doesn't reflect my name?
Absolutely. Let me ask you this. Which law firm is representing the residents, including you?
Well, we have two sets of lawyers. Some people went to, I think Mr. Roysdale Ford is his name, and some went to Mr. Dexter Todd.
Dexter and Roysdale Ford.
Yeah, Dexter Todd. Right. So and I think what happened, Mr. Roysdale, according to some residents, I think that Mr. Ford sent them I think about 6 residents, I think, send letters to the government. So, right? So, I guess, but this letter that they're giving us is that we have to vacate in 30 days.
Wow, we'll get back to that. Stick a pin, please, Miss Vashti. Let's try to
Yeah.
get quickly. Well, stick a pin. We got a few minutes with you, and we thank you
Okay.
so much. We thank you so much for
Yeah.
taking time out with us.
Hmm.
Let's get to a member of parliament who wants to join the conversation briefly. Miss
Okay.
Coretta, Miss Coretta McDonald is with us tonight. Miss McDonald, good night, MP.
Good night to you, Mark, and good night to you, Miss Vashti. Good night to all of
Good
your
night.
viewers. And I want to compliment Miss Vashti for the stand that she would have taken. You know, quite a lot of persons are there and they're saying, oh, it's a minister. I can't talk to him like this. I can't talk to him like that. But I want to thank Miss Vashti for being who she is and for standing up to the minister and allowing the minister to understand that we are bona fide citizens of this country.
Well said. Thank you so much, MP. But I know you guys were busy in Parliament today, probably still at Parliament, maybe. Can you tell us, give us a status of the protest action, the strike action of the Guyana Teachers Union?
Well, Mark, first of all, I want to say to your audience that this strike, the resumption of this strike action, is as a result of what we started before on the 5th of February. And you know, that went on for 29 days. This government that claims to care just don't care. And you see, they don't understand. They try to give the impression. I noticed the president was in Region 7 today, and he was saying to the residents there that this strike is a political one, and people are using their political shoulders or their political caps. But we know better than that because, you know, I had to say to the media house personnel today, I don't know since when arguing or putting forward your case there for better, improved conditions of work and better salaries, since when that has become political. I further had to remind him that in 2018, the Guyana Teachers Union struck for the very reasons we are striking now. And Barrett Jagdeo, who's now sitting as vice president, he supported the GTU fully. It's on record. It's on national television. If you check on online, you're going to see that where Barrett Jagdeo supported us. But now our strike is political. But let me say to you, Mark, our teachers have understood the motives of this government. They understand that this government is prepared to suffer anybody who doesn't stand in line. Our teachers understand that the government want to keep us living in poverty so that they can throw crumbs at us and have us there all the time. Our teachers understand that this government is not a democratic government. And it is because of those reasons our teachers have decided they will stand with the union. Further than that, our teachers have gone out there to say to Barra Jagdeo and the likes of Irfaan Ali, Coretta McDonald is a teacher just like we. Don't bring politics into this. And what we saw happening today after our teachers were given the call on Tuesday, what we saw today is between 70 to 74% of our teachers across this country staying away from work. And if that is not ringing a bell in the ears of the PPP, then we understand that we are dealing with a sadist government. We're dealing with people who have no heart. And, you know, they're doing all of these things because of two reasons. One, many of them, their children are attending private schools. The ordinary man and woman can't send their children to private schools, so they don't care. In addition to that, quite a few of them, their children are at universities overseas, so they still don't care. In addition to that, some of them They have their children at schools like Queen's College and the Bishop's High. And they put pressure on the folks there in terms of using the school boards to put pressure on our teachers and to instill fear into them so that the teachers there will not want to stay away and to close those schools. But whether we have 100% or 50% coming from QC or the Bishop's High or St. Joseph's High, our teachers in the other schools understand how it feels to be in cramped classrooms. They understand how it feels when they are in schools where under the school is flooded and mosquitoes are being bred in the water there. They understand when septic tanks are leaking and sewage is running out in the compound on the walkway. They understand that. And so our teachers have decided that they will not be resuming duty until the government decide that they're going to speak with the union based on the proposal we submitted in 2020, which covers the period 2019, 2023. And that was the very proposal that the judge spoke to when that matter was heard before him.
You know, Member of Parliament Curtin McDonald, also Shadow Minister of Education. Thank you so much. I know you're still in Parliament. You've had a busy day. We have Miss Vashti over at Peters Hall. We'll head right back to her. But feel free, tomorrow you can spend the entire hour with us. But tonight is for our beautiful, beautiful hero, Vashti. Vashti, indeed. Miss Vashti, you want to say anything to your Member of Parliament before she leaves? You my co-host.
Oh, she's doing a fine job. I can say that. She's very strong in what she's doing. And I congratulate her. And so, keep the good works up. Yeah.
Thanks. Mark, you know, I just want to add that we have had one of our teacher, Mr. Imran Ali from the Quarantine, he's head teacher of Skeldon Line Path Secondary. Of course, he's a member of the PPP. At one time, he shared the position of Deputy Regional Executive Officer in Region 6. But after the government changed and so on in 2015, he was returned to school. He is very vocal with regards to this entire situation between the government and the GTU. And because he has been speaking out, you know, I've seen them posted one big post, a propaganda post, trying to discredit Mr. Ali, our general counsel rep for Central Quarantine, trying to label him as being a bully and he was instilling fear into teachers and abusing out teachers because some of them did not want to support the strike. I want to say to our teachers, this government will do anything to malign you and to discredit you when you stand up against them. But you know what? We know your worth. We know what you're capable of doing. And our teachers understand that you have a character that is intact. And so we're not going to be bothered with the kind of foolishness that comes out of Life in Guyana or whatever is the name of it. And we know who control those pages. Just the same way they tried to tarnish me. But I want to say to my brothers and my sisters on the Essequibo coast, because I'm sure you know Martin Samaru there, he has been under lots and lots of pressure. Jonathan Looknott in Region 3, under lots and lots of pressure. And this is what they will try to do. As long as you're East Indian, they will try to target you even more. But my brothers and my sisters, I want you to stand tall because this fight is not a political fight, like we have said. This fight is a fight about survival for our teachers and a better life for them. I want to close by saying, Mark, and to reassure our parents that this is not a fight between our parents and the teachers. This is not a fight between our teachers and their learners. This is a struggle between this government and the ministry, this government and the Guyana Teachers Union for a better life for teachers and better working conditions. So parents, we understand that you will have to make alternative arrangements for your children, but just note, we love your children. We love you, and we want to have our community, the community in which we work, a better one, and our livelihood being made better. I want to also say that it's because of our care and concern that we returned to schools and we were able to put in place all the systems necessary to ensure that our learners who were writing the national grade 6 exams, they were prepared. We ensured that we completed all the SBA submission of their scores so that our learners, our students can be better prepared to write the CSEC and CAPE exams that are presently going on at this time. So parents, just understand, this is a fight between the teachers and the government, not the teachers and you.
Well said. Good over evil. The good is the teachers and the Ghana Teachers Union and the Ghana population, and the evil ones are those right there at Office of the President. Thank you so much, Ms. Carter McDonald. My co-host tonight is Ms. Vashti. Any quick question before she goes? The Member of Parliament, you're my co-host.
Yes, as I say, stay strong. And I tell you, when you were out there for those weeks, I was out there too, supporting y'all, too, shouting my voice too. So keep strong as I keep praying for you guys.
Yeah. We're going to see you out there next week because today and tomorrow we are going to be in. Next week we are going to be out. On Monday and Tuesday we are going to be out, and then we'll take a rest. The following week we are going to have some other days when we're out because we know that they're waiting for teachers out there, and of course, who knows? They might send the Guyana political force out there to attack us too.
Yes.
So we have to be very mindful of that.
Thank you so much, Joe.
We gotta keep strong as we keep praying for each other.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right. My co-host and I, Ms. Vashti. Ms. Vashti is now a hero. Ms. Vashti is now a talk show host. Ms. Vashti, people are saying they want to see you in Parliament too. What's going on? Suddenly, everybody wants to see you in Parliament. Everybody wants you to be a leader. Everybody wants you to be a talk show host. So tell us, Ms. Vashti, before we go back to the questioning concerning your situation and this evil man, Ejil. Some people, I saw a question, people were asking whether you're a teacher or not. You were a teacher?
No, never was a teacher. I mean, I'm a 7 days Adventist. Let me make it known. And I mean, in our church, you have a lot of activities, a lot of office that, that from time to time that, I take up those portfolios in the church. I was once working at Guy Mine. I once working at the GCIS as secretary, Guy Mine as secretary. I was in the legal, working with lawyers and solicitors.
Absolutely. So you have quite a vast experience.
Yes, a wealth of knowledge. I have a wealth of knowledge.
When I saw you last night on video, I'm like, I know this lady, right? And maybe I do. And maybe I ran into you sometime in the streets, maybe in protest.
Sure. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
So before we get back to your property and the fight that you're putting up, the justified fight, describe, because one of the things you mentioned when you were meeting with this evil individual, mentioned that you are fed up as to how the regime is treating mainly persons of African descent. How would you describe that? Talk to us about it, please.
Very much. They're very biased, and it's racism because so much of things happen within this area. And many times on election time, I'm on the workforce, and I know within our area we have a lot of Indians who normally vote for the PNC, and because of that, nothing has been done in our area. Because plenty times the people always say that they are afraid that they're going to be victimized if they come out. Because at one time, many times we had flood at the Coca here in Petersall. No official came in to see the damages that was being done. People lost everything in their home. No compensation really was being given. I organized two protests. One at the village office just to get the attention of the authority. What they did when MTV television came in, they went in and they showed the news. They just cut and paste that we are protesting about garbage in the village, and that is not so. We were protesting concerning the things that we lost in our area here, and we are seeking the government assistance, and they did not reply. One, we had it right within the area here where a bridge was broken because of the flood. A school child went into that trench because the bridge was broken, all of that. Mr. Edgel passed up because we are just in the middle of my house is just in the middle of the construction that is going on there. And they would normally pass from time to time to go up there to see what is going on, the officials, Mr. Ali, Mr. Edgel. And Mr. Edgel passed one afternoon. We were there with our placard. He did not stop. He wind up his windows. You were so concerned of this citizen of Guyana, and you were being paid by the citizen to look after their interests. He didn't stop to see what is hurting these residents, make them out here in numbers with placards. No, he didn't. And I always saying and recalling when they had that disturbance up on the East Coast with the protesters, that they say that the protesters went and damaged the people, the market. Immediately, the president was there, and he went up there and he paid that woman for Palauri. I never know Palauri makes so much money that I say I'm going to start doing Palauri business. She got money for Palauri, and we lost gas stove, washing machine, and all those things here. Nobody came in the village. I wrote 3 letters, I tell you. I took them personally with 2 other residents, and I took it, one to NDIA, one to the president, one to Mr. Edgel. I have person's signature from the office that received those documents, and date until now, nobody replied. When I went for a follow-up, it's still on minister's desk. They would look at it. Never, ever until now. And they have a couple in this area here who have stroke. I mentioned all of that in the letter. Those people suffer. That lady was washing for herself and husband with one hand because they have stroke and he's in bed. No, man. What kind of love? And one Guyana. Mr. Ali never come to the residents in this area. Never, ever. A construction of a bridge is going on here. He has never, ever visited nobody in this area. No. Either they come up silently or sometimes they come with the entourage and pass out. At one time, to get the president's attention, about 4 residents went up there. And I said, I'm going to place myself in the road to get the president's attention. His guards, his bodyguards had guns pointing at me because I was in the middle of the road to get his attention. And what you think they did? The police, they had me by my hands like if I was a prisoner of war and removed me from the roadway. And Mr. Ali passed and went on the way. That is love. That is love, and that is concern about your citizen. That is love and concern. They had me like prisoner of war, I tell you. 3 policemen. If you saw, they grabbed me.
Wow.
Another time, Harry Gale, when the poker was broken there, Harry Gale assaulted me because I was speaking on behalf of the resident, because plenty times people are afraid to speak out. I don't know, for some reason, some people be afraid to speak out. And he assaulted me.
Let me ask you this question, Ms. Vashti. Why do you feel most people in Guyana who are being discriminated against are afraid to speak out? Why?
Because the government like to silence you. I said again, I said it, and I'm going to say it again. They like to silence you so they can carry on with the propaganda and all what they're doing. And 2, either you wake up dead. I just tell people you wake up dead. So people are afraid. It don't happen in no other country, man. People go out and protest for their rights. People go out and protest for their rights, for their concerns, but not here. People is afraid. They're going to be victimized. That is the word. We're going to be victimized. And that shouldn't be.
Absolutely. Shouldn't be at all. There are folks who say that the pastors and so forth are quiet. The church.
Yeah. I always say that. They're quiet. Even to my, I would say even to my church, they are quiet. I don't understand.
Why you think
I don't know why. I don't know if they have affiliation with the president. I don't know with the government. I don't really can't say. But they're too silent because a
Very
lot of
silent.
wrong and injustice is going on in this country, and the church is silent. Those men of God long ago, David and all those men, they stand up for principles, man. It is principles, and they stood for it. But now the pastors say I don't know why they're so silent and afraid. I don't know the reason why. I don't know.
We all want to know why. Let me have you
Right?
listen to this. Let me have you listen to these people in Brooklyn who
Yeah.
allowed Irfaan to go into their business. And that is why the people of Brooklyn are boycotting certain businesses. And we say kudos, boycott their
Yeah.
business. I want you to hear this here. And when you hear it, how does it make you feel? 1 second.
Take responsibility. We want you to look out for us. We do not want no segregation. No. We are one people. And if we're going to do it, let's do it together. Because we have respect for you. Thank you.
You heard that? They say, because we have respect for you.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel when you hear those folks in Brooklyn saying, we respect you, Irfaan, but he's going back to Guyana and discriminate against people like you? How does that
That's right. That's right. Always, they only have a show. They always put on a show. That is what it does. And I'm always saying that the Guyanese people, we here, we are not standing up because we are divided. We are divided. And we don't look at issue. We just look at who is leading us, and that is okay. Because some of them, they are suffering too, just like me. But they don't care because they don't want another race to lead them. And I say it, and sometimes I talk it with them. That is our problem.
These folks are African Guyanese in Brooklyn who embrace their family. We respect you, but look at what they're doing. You know, let me show you where Irfaan discriminating against people in Guyana, mainly people like you, African Guyanese, of course, discriminating the racism. But look what he was doing in Brooklyn. Look what he was doing.
Because we're excited to see you here. You're coming. Hold on. You got the roti? You got to be kidding me. You got the roti, you don't want to see. Oh, Lord. You make roti when he was 5. But let me see if he could clap. You got shake now. You got shake. Shake it in. This is clap. All right. This is the modern way. Okay. Sweetheart, this is it. All right. Let's see how you shake it. Farmer Steve roti, the best roti in Brooklyn. Hey, not so. This is the way. I never shake roti like that. All right, this is the way. Shake it like that. Shake it.
So shake it, baby, shake it. And then you go. Go ahead.
I heard about it. But now I've seen it. That's why I say again, they only put on a show, a face to the world. But deep within, they do not have it within their heart. That is what it does. It's a show. They're a showpiece.
It's a show.
They're showtime.
Miss Vashti. Miss Vashti is with us. Let me just run another 30 seconds of this clip here. Miss Vashti is with us, the hero of the day, the hero of the night, the hero of the week, maybe the hero of the year. Rhonda Lane, don't feel anyway. You're also a hero.
So, what is happening? You know, we've been talking about the bridge, the acquiring of the bridge. So we have already gone up with
Acquiring the bridge, but acquiring the bridge.
We have acquired the property for the building of the bridge. I said we have acquired the property for the building of the bridge. I'm correcting myself. And the only matter we have outstanding is the amount to be paid for company.
Oh, you acquired it already?
Yes.
behind my back.
No. We told the whole country that it's a publishing official gazette and everything.
Why?
Because we've been meeting with you.
Is that illegal or is that
No.
legal?
That is
You
illegal.
mean meeting with me? In what way? In what capacity? In what
Anyhow,
capacity?
I have a letter that I need to give you, which is the notice of what is happening. I'd like to give it.
All right, forget about that imposter, that evil individual. So where do you go from here as it pertains to whatever the deal is? What's the status?
Well, this morning, the Post girl, I had some news media here, and thoughtlessly, I accepted a register mail. I signed for it, and it still went the media gone because I was so my mind is so confused because I had so much things to do this morning. I was to go to the hospital because I normally go to the hospital to feed my brother too because he's there, he's not moving, and so when I signed for the letter, then I realized when the news media gone that it's the same name spelled wrong. I should not have accepted because it's not my name. Anyhow, I'm going to take it to my lawyer. But I signed for the letter this morning. I should not have accepted. And it's the same letter. And here what happened, Mark, it's the same letter that came today. I think it's the same letter Mr. Edgel brought yesterday. So he could not have waited for the mail, the letter in the mail that come registered, right? He come beforehand. Something wrong. Because they sent out a register mail. But he could not have waited for it that he called a meeting after working hours. He called to inform people after working hours, after 6 o'clock. And Mark, after 6 o'clock, nothing is valid. After 6 o'clock, nothing is valid. If there's a wedding and the wedding is after 6 o'clock, it's not valid.
So across the street, the other houses, they're offering them way more than the pittance.
Way more on the private valuation that they did proposal for those people. So I went to one office and I asked him, I didn't call name, but I just say I come personally to have my proposal for my building, and I was told, oh no, that would be conflict of interest. Oh, and then mention the person name that got the proposal. I said, I don't know, I'm not calling name. I said, I come to do mine. And they said, no, they can't do it. And as though I can't recall the exact word, but to me, like that person was instructed to do that proposal for the resident. Or ordered to do that proposal for the resident. But we can't have it. We can't have it.
How many residents are affected as of now?
I think it's about 20-something of us, and I think I heard about some people took their money already. I don't know. We don't know because we had started as a group, and from the beginning and the inception, I told the residents, let us have the media on these people and a lawyer because we do not know the fine print of the law. We know the big one. We see the big one. We understand the big one. But the fine one, that's the fine one that's tie we up and we don't understand it and get ourselves in trouble. And no, they don't want to. They're dealing with housing and housing alone. And from housing official, it went to Mr. Nandalal came in. I don't know how he come in. He assigned us to lawyers. Residents have the different lawyers. You had Board Smith, you have Gomes, you have Monroe, you had various lawyers that different residents went to. And everybody, let me tell you, Mark, they're not professional. Because from the time they start with this bridge project, we were not given no official letter, no consultation, no nothing. That listen, a bridge would be passing here and we are giving you all time. That wasn't given. As I told them, everything they're doing, it was inconsistent because you had several officers come around in the area, and every time somebody come, everybody come with a different slate. And I told them that. I told Nandalal that. And he accused me of abusing him. And I excuse me. And I was to tell him, I am abusing you. When y'all is getting parliament and I let us cuss out people, I tell you exactly how I speak to him. And y'all just cuss out people in parliament. And they all just call him all kind of names on national television. And you telling me this is my concern. And you telling me that I am abusing you concerning my concern? Yeah, I told him that. He said I'm abusing him. That's what he said. Because I stand up at the meeting to give my opinion, my voice, and my concern. And he wasn't paying attention to me. He was closing off the meeting. So I bring his attention to me. I said, you are not acknowledging me because he keeps saying the meeting is closed. You're not acknowledging me. I said, you're not seeing me. Here how he's going to address me. Yes, ma'am, what you want? Like you come to abuse me. My concern. Because, Mark, we're living here in turmoil, let me tell you. You can't sleep in the night. Day nor night. You're cooking. Sometimes I turn off the stove because I was afraid that the gas might blow up or something. We're not no environmental, no PA coming here to assess nothing to see what's going on. The children in the area, they're being sick with the dust. Big people too, you're paying a lot of doctor bills. Because every minute you have an influenza. Every minute you're coming down with a flu because of the dust in your house. You can't clean your house, Mark, if you see your house condition, man. And I told them, I said, a project like this, a big project like this, at least y'all should have given, because we're not stopping development. And as it is compulsory, I said at least we had need 2 years. 2 years to get things together. But instead of that, let me tell you how much years we had. They start probably this project in August, and within September or October, they came down to us to tell us we have to remove, that is in 2022, and give us 3 months to remove. We have no official document of what they're doing or what they were about to start there. No official document, Mark, because nobody came to us. We had nothing official. Everything was word of mouth, and they come bullying you, terrorizing you. If you don't move, this is going to happen to you, like what happened to the Mucka people, and all those kind of things. That's what they're doing with senior citizens. And now I'm hearing that they're giving me trees to plant back. I won't be compensated for my trees and all those kind of things. So I told the lawyer, I said, well, then y'all giving me trees with fruits on them, because look at my age and watch at my hair or watch at my face. No, I got to get trees with fruits on them, because I don't know when I get them back fruits. Because I will have to plant trees that are in my yard over 100 years, because I have an aunt who's 91. When she was a teenager, she planted some trees in this yard. So tell me. And they're giving me trees to plant back. So they have to come with fruits. And they're inconsistent, because they took me in Prospect, showed me a house. I almost have a double lot, and give me a little baby house. I tell them I can't turn around on this land. We had a flat 3 bedrooms. I say I have adjacent families. What is going to happen with them? They're inconsistent, because one time they say all who have tenants and families, they would go into housing and they would be having land, and nothing of the sort. They come back and say, no, we're not dealing with them. Then they say that we'll have, the land would be a deed of gift. So I don't know, they take away your land and give you back a land and say it's a gift. Then Nandalal came in and said that was from housing. Then Nandalal came in and said we have to pay $3 million for the land. And we object, because we say we heard that the land is given free. He said, no, we have to pay for it. That is where we are. So I don't know really what is going on. Let me tell you, we're in confusion. Because the PPP do not have a proper policy, and the policy don't have no proper principles, because if there's no proper policy, there's no proper principles, right? And then they're not polite at all. Because when I spoke to Edgel about my brother, I thought a man of God, he might have said, oh my, I'm sorry you have a brother who's done. But instead of that, he pushed a letter at me. All they're concerned with is themselves having fame, because whatever they're doing, because I think this bridge project, they're in there 23 years. And they didn't know this bridge they want to do is Mr. Granger start this bridge project somewhere in Houston or McDoom, and they bring it here to torment us. That's what they're doing. They don't have proper road neither to walk. If you see the big vehicles, the big containers, you gotta be running and skating. No proper road, you're skating down because it's muddy and all kind of thing going on. One afternoon, I had a big container coming in there with some slabs, iron slabs. If anybody was there, let me tell you, they would have been crushed to death because all slide off. All slide off. And this, I must say, this is a residential area as far as I'm concerned. This is a residential area that they're treating the people like this. This is what they're doing.
You know, and we thank you so much for your bravery. I'm reading some of the comments here. You seem to be the only one that is standing up and speaking out for your entire community.
Yeah.
You know,
Mark, I do a lot of community work. I does a lot of community work. When they have done that public road out there, we had nowhere to cross. We used to cross between the media and the bridge right in Petersall. A lot of people have marks to show, scars to show from jumping over. And I went to the ministry. I did so much of calling programs. And then I went down to the ministry and I met a nice engineer man there by the name, I think it's Mr. Rahman. And he said, Miss Fredericks, I know what you were talking about. I said, if y'all could just cut one of the media and take off a piece for us to walk through. And it's so we got it. That man came and that is what that man did out there. And so we have that walk away on the public road that a lot of people don't know, Mark. I do a lot of community work here. I get the children, them listen, I have some pans under my house that I got somebody to teach the children them music because I like music. I went and bought those pans. I had penny bank for the area, for the children in the area. Learn to save. I did all those things. I did craft for the children in the area. I'm a community person, man. And the government is not doing anything in here. Nothing. They're not doing anything. They never come to this area. I'll either pass here and you go to other village, you go to or selling build a house for lady or selling all them kind of things. And passing people in Petersall who's in need to come and see people concerned and hear. And he says one Guyano. But I don't know since when it's one Guyano, because he's right. Because they divide it up. But I know all the things since I was a child. One people, one nation, and one destiny. Because all of us go in one place. Destiny is one place. And no matter how much money they're fighting for, they got to go and leave it. Because they are oppressing poor people. And they can't carry the money where they're going. And this is an oil-rich company. When I went to the States, the immigration asked me, how much months you want to stay here? I said, no. I don't want to stay here. I just want to see the place a little. And I returned my nieces up here. I said, haven't you heard about Guyana and the oil? I'm going back home to get my oil. And he laughed. But Mark, I've never smelled the oil. I've never tasted the oil. I've never seen the oil. And I don't know where the oil money is going. And everybody's saying Guyana is rich. But the people are very, very poor. And everyday cost of living is going up. It's going up. You're not getting proper water. Water many days not coming, but you have to be paying like water bill, light bill. Every minute is a blackout. This is what Guyanese is living in. And I think it's time if everybody stand up and come out, we remove that government from there. Because that is what happened. And I was so happy when I saw that country, Sri Lanka. Everybody come out. But here is divided, so it can't happen. Because everybody's stifling the conscience of what is going on. Because somebody's getting a little drip of something somewhere, and so everybody's just keeping quiet. You know? But it's not fair. We all want to live like you guys too.
You mean them, those corrupt ones in office? Those corrupt ones in office. Yep.
Yeah. And it's our money. Our money is paying them, Mark, to take care of our needs our concern, but something is wrong. They're
You
just
know,
enjoying everything.
you said earlier that you're 70 something years old,
Yeah,
uh, young at heart, brave, courageous.
yeah,
You know, it
yeah,
breaks my heart to know that even at this age, that you are crying out for justice, equal rights and justice, and a fair share. You know,
yeah.
listen to this, please, before we go back to you, as we know time. I know you will be my co-host another time again. People are asking for you to be on.
Okay.
Listen to this, please, Ms. Vashti.
Yeah, my name is Jacinty Caldata Francis Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my ex next to the cop, and what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data.
One vote.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
Data said, if them got to lose by one vote, they will lose it by
yes,
that. What's
yes.
your take on that message?
Some people are acknowledging. Some people, I think everybody acknowledging what these people is doing, but some people just putting a blind eye to it, as I say. Some getting a little soup somewhere, and so they're putting a blind eye to it. And some people are brave to come out to say about it. That is it. Yeah,
All right, as we prepare to wind down here, if Irfaan Ali is watching, that cruel guy, that heartless
yeah,
individual,
that's right.
what would be your message to him right now as they're dividing up the country and not treating people fairly? What would be your message?
He should do the right thing, because as he know Allah is of love, and Ali does not have love. I can say it, because he doesn't come to Peter's Hall, and Peter's Hall is not far away from his office. And that's to show you he also is helping to divide the nation, because he can walk away from certain things. What if he's being influenced by others? He can walk away from it because he has the authority. He can do it, but he enjoy doing it. What he's doing. That is what I can say. He enjoy doing that, and he say he's a Muslim.
Well said. He enjoys doing it. He
Yeah,
loves doing it. He
that's right.
enjoys doing it. You know,
Yeah,
you obviously, you know, it pains my heart because while people are punishing, this is what he is doing.
How we gonna do a body man walk right now? You ready? Boxer, let me go now. Hear me sing now. Body walk, body walk, body walk, everything. Body walk, truck, body walk, body walk.
and moonwalking too, like Michael Jackson, and he's
Moonwalk,
moonwalking.
moonwalk,
Yeah, clapping roti and moonwalking. What kind of president he is?
you know, looking at how you defy this clown by the name of Egil. People are so happy that you've done that. Name and
Yeah,
nature, living up to that biblical story about Vashti and refusing that command of that king. If Vashti in the Bible could refuse that, and Vashti in Peter's
yeah,
Hall in Guyana could
yeah.
refuse a club,
Name and nature, and Angel know
absolutely.
that name and nature.
Yeah. Talk to all
Angel
of the
know that
people
story.
as well. He probably doesn't. He's a dunce. He's a biblical dunce, a political dunce. He's everything, right? But I was surprised that
Yeah,
you said that Anil Nandalal had different lawyers, and you mentioned one guy by the name of Gomes. I presume that
yeah,
is Gomes. That guy
yeah,
is supposedly connected to Anil's office, and you're saying
yeah.
that Gomes. Something isn't adding up here, man. Something isn't adding up.
Bart Smith, Gomes, Bart Smith, all of those that within his yes, residents were attached to those lawyers.
We are going to be monitoring your situation. Thousands of people
Yeah,
in Guyana, outside of Guyana, are monitoring it. It's
yeah,
unfair, inhumane.
yes,
What is
Yeah.
so inspiring is that one lady by the name of Vashti has taken that position of being the bravest of all of them right now in that country, to stand up and say, no, 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 no. We never take it. No more, no more, no more. Enough is enough.
Yes.
What is your closing remarks for those, especially those who are ducking behind the doors and peeping and are afraid to speak out? Talk to them in your closing remarks, please.
Mark, I always try to encourage them. We need to stand up for principles in life. Even in the church. I tell them in the church, I don't want friends. Wrong is wrong. The Bible says, point out sin. Point out sin. Sin is sin. Right is right. We must point out sin, and I always call on them, let us stand up. But some people are afraid. But you see, I'm not afraid because I have God on my side. I always say that. And I told some of the residents, if God could confuse a whole nation, much less one man, but it's only time. And I told Jill that. I said, God is giving you a long rope. I said, when he jumped that rope, I told him that. Yes. God always gave us chances.
We can't wait for that rope to chuck.
That's right.
Chuck.
Yeah. Yes.
You know,
yeah. And when you split season, you don't get seat to sit on. And I don't want a seat to sit on, Mark. I want to be true as the needle to the pole. And that is what happened to a lot of us. We are afraid. We need to stand up and stand out. And Mr. Edgell, they're being caught because many times they're being coming in and no media on them to expose them what is going on. And that is what happened. You heard what he said, oh, you're videoing me? So there's no record showing them how they had me like prisoner of war and all those kind of things and pointing gun at me and having protests out there. There's no record of them doing a lot of things, a lot of nasty things. But he's being caught now. And that is what troubling them. That is what bothering them.
Caught indeed. Caught in the act. They have no shame.
Caught in the act.
Bishop or so-called bishop or whatever, because nobody respects him as a bishop anyway. Caught in the act. Caught in the act indeed. You know, you mentioned that you're 7 Days Adventist.
Yes.
But I go to all kind of churches, man. I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness. I was once a 7 Days Adventist for a couple of months. One of these days, when you return to the US and we meet up for a nice lunch, I can tell you how come I became a 7 Days Adventist. Sometimes I'm just gonna whisper something to you. I don't want anybody to hear. Hey, women as make men do almost anything, you know. For 6 months I was
just whisper. Just whisper.
Yeah. So one of my favorite songs was Go tell the enemy I am under the rock. I just love that song.
Oh, yes, beautiful.
You know
beautiful.
It? You know it?
Beautiful. Yes, of course.
Sing it for the evil ones them before you go. Sing it for them.
Mark, I'm kind of hoarse because I do a lot of singing in church. I do a lot.
I am under the
Mark,
rock.
I'm hoarse.
Miss Vashti.
Jehovah Jireh. I'm hoarse, Mark. I'm hoarse. Because I became, let me tell you, this morning I became so emotional concerning my brother all the time he's there and what the health facilities had done with my brother. He went to the hospital for one problem because he had this stoppage of water. And my brother, they sent him home. They discharged him with a lot of bad sores that could take him to his grave, that my sister called the health minister. When we brought him home, my brother has a big sore in his back, a bad sore in his back. You could almost see his bone. Oh my God. I became so emotional this morning that when Mr. Duncan was here, and I burst into tears. I could not have controlled myself. I cried. And I never, because I really am a person, I really don't cry like that. But it was all so much on me this morning, I tell you, that I cried. When I think my brother lying down there, you know, we don't know if he's gonna walk again because they give him up. He wouldn't walk again if he live and all those kind of things. And so they gave him up. And so like they say, well, listen, nothing to be done about it. His kidney is bad. He can't walk anymore. I asked about dialysis. They say no, that wouldn't work. So therefore they give him up. You know, and I become so emotional this morning so much because every day we run to the hospital. Sometimes when I get down there for midday, I stay for afternoon again. So to feed him because he's there lying there and the nurses complain. Let me tell you what's going on in the hospital. Mark, 35 patients to 2 nurses and 3 nurses on a ward.
Wow.
Tell me, Mark. So sometimes the patients are there lying down, nothing to eat because who are not movable, they can't get the stuff to eat. So I try to be there to feed my brothers and sometimes feed other people. He was at the COVID hospital that they call it up on the other side there, the East Coast. One afternoon, an Indian guy, he was screaming, his food is there, he can't reach it. And I went and feed him at 5 o'clock for the whole day. He haven't ate anything. And then when some of them are being discharged, let me tell you the treatment that some people are getting. Oh my God, when you're on your way out, I think they should try to make you most comfortable. And they have a section that they put them when they're being discharged and the relatives not going for them. Don't let me tell you the condition. We saw one man there lying in his pee. The food was given to him right there, and his food as he eating, it's falling in the urine, and he's eating from there. Mark, let me tell you, that was a scene. That was a scene, I tell you. I don't know what kind of health facilities we're having. 2 and 3 nurses. One nurse said, I'm fed up. Last night we had 5 admission, 2 death. And 3, I think either 3 or 2 nurses on the ward whole night. Mark, that is crazy. That is real crazy. I'm sorry for those nurses. And I'm sorry for those teachers too. And we should say hats off to those people who are caring for us and who are teaching us, who are molding this nation, and it does not respect them. Teachers who have to mold those people, mold Ali, mold Jagdeo, that doesn't respect them. Why? Why? Because they had their share and they forget about it. So, right? Teachers and nurses, 2 important people in this world.
Absolutely. Being disrespected by Irfaan Ali, Jagdeo, and the entire PPP. People are saying
right.
Speedy recovery to your brother. They are praying for your brother. They're also
yes, thank you.
You know, it's so sad. But yet Irfaan Ali was in Brooklyn not so long ago, and he stopped by at King's County Hospital. Oh, I'm here to see nurses, but he doesn't visit his own hospital back in Guyana to hear the problems. Shame and disgrace. Shame and disgrace.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Thank you so much.
And those people are working 12, and Mark, those people are working 12 hours. Oh God, that's hard. 35 patients. That's very hard.
Wow.
Very hard.
35 patients, so how many nurses again?
Sometimes 2 or 3 nurses on the ward.
Wow.
That is what they relate. Well, then they're bringing in a lot of nurses from some India country. Bangladesh. And they would be treated because they're gonna get allowance, and they're gonna get the best they're gonna get. They're gonna get the best, and you can't give your own. What kind of government are you? Charity begins at home. Charity begins at home.
Well,
and you can't get it.
Well said. Ms. Vashti, I want to invite you again. People just appreciate what you're doing. They appreciate your bravery, your courage. And seriously, I'm a bit emotional because I'm so happy that someone is so brave to speak out about these things. Because when we speak about it, they say that we spreading propaganda. David Hines, Dr. David Hines spreading propaganda.
Political.
Kadaki spreading propaganda. Others are spreading propaganda. But here it is, we're hearing it directly from you.
Yeah.
Directly from you.
Yeah.
I don't know. But hats off to you. Salute to
Mark.
you.
Yeah. Mark, what
Sure,
I
go
want
ahead.
to say, what I want to close with. I know they
Sure.
like to silence you. As I say, sometimes they wake up dead. But I want to let them know what God say. You may kill the body, but not the soul.
And who was it? Was it Burnham who said, when I dead, another Rasta?
Rasta gonna take my place. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
They
you.
may
We got to
kill the
pray for
body,
you. Yeah.
kill the body, but not the soul.
Thank you so much, Queen Vashti. Reminds us so
Yeah.
much about that biblical story about how Vashti actually
Yeah.
defied the king's order and wanted
Yeah.
to show her beauty. And
Mark,
she
you
said,
read
no,
that?
no, 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 no.
Mark, you read that story?
What you mean, man? Oh, man. Me went to school at IFLAT University, you know. I didn't go by the way, with all the years you've been living in Guyana, do you know where IFLAT University is?
I don't think they have a university there, Mark.
Well, Irfaan said you went to IFLAT University. Miss Vashti, we love you.
I don't, Mark,
Yeah,
but I would love to go to that university because I still want a little bit more education.
But he claimed he went to that university, but he doesn't have any education. Hardly. But
Mark,
look,
but I would like to go to that university.
I know why you said.
I would like to go to that university. And I think I'm going to go over the river one of these days and look for that university. I don't know if it's still in existence.
Ask Rhonda Lane to help you look for it. Miss Rhonda
I don't know
Lane.
if it's still in existence.
Yeah. But maybe
yes.
When you're in Brooklyn, be careful with where you go and shop because, you know, see what's going on. Man, it's called the clap roti, man. Miss Vashti, keep that same spirit you have up and continue to stand right. We love you. God bless you.
Thank you, man. Thanks so much. Thanks.
And all the people around the world who are saying thank you. Here is your opportunity to respond to them who are saying thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks to them. Thanks all who's listening. And please let us continue to pray for one another, especially Guyana, especially Guyanese, because we are being disenfranchised. The government it's segregation going on. You could strictly see it is racism in this country with our black brothers and sisters. Please pray for us.
Thank you so much.
That's all I can say.
God bless you.
Yeah.
We'll talk very soon.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, good night.
God bless you. Can't go wrong there. A brave woman. We can't go wrong. Why is it people are so afraid to speak out? But look, this woman, Vashti, just like the biblical story there, Queen Vashti and so forth, all you Bible students, Sean, Anthony, Ben, and a good night. I see all of you. Neville, Ian Harry, Brenda Braithwaite, Tommy Gibbs, all of you, Carl Miller. People got to be like this woman. She is brave. She is courageous. I just wish Guyana has maybe 20 more like Vashti, 20 more like her. Well, of course, Rhonda, don't get vexed. Rhonda is always there too. Rhonda is always, and then we have Auntie Data fighting them in Essequibo too. Kudos to these ladies. Kudos. They're ladies. The men ducking. Some of them there need a truck. Turning a screwdriver, need a truck, a little pliers, and little whatever. Some of them they're ducking and peeping. But look who is standing up. And what Vashti did there, Miss Vashti, what she did there is for thousands upon thousands of people who are afraid to even sneeze, who are afraid to even belch publicly because of that evil regime. But I feel so proud. I feel energized. Someone like Vashti. Miss Vashti, we love you. God bless. Again, Rhonda Lane, don't feel get jealous, Rhonda. We know you're still there. We know you're fighting, Rhonda. And Auntie Data and Essequibo fighting them too. But we have Miss Vashti. Welcome to the stage, Miss Vashti. She'll be back with me very soon, right here on 107.1 FM. Guys, I've got to go. I didn't expect to be on this long. Dr. David Hines, thank you so much for inviting me on your show as well. And others got to get. Miss Vashti, have to get Miss Vashti. I noticed earlier Simona Brooms also spoke with Miss Vashti as well. Great job, Simona. Great job. We've got to keep hope alive, right? We've got to keep hope alive. We've got to, these wicked, vindictive swines in the PPP at Freedom House and Office of the President, they've got to go. I'm out of here, guys. See y'all later. Love you guys. And I really do. Thanks to all of the brave ones, not the pussycats. The nya-nyawers. You know the nya-nyawers. Anyways, let me go. God bless. Got another job to go to, babysitting. All right. I'm out of here, guys.
Yeah, my name is Jacinty Caldata, Francis C. Vietnam, and since 1965, I become a voter. And I always place my ex next to the cop. And what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data. I have no.
Dance like this. You saw that? If nothing more to do, 30 seconds of what Irfaan Ali did is drop dead. I'm telling you the truth. So don't worry about all of these people. Dance like this. You saw that? If nothing more to do, 30 seconds of what Irfaan Ali did is drop dead. I'm telling you the truth. So don't worry about all of these people. You know, it's...
How we gonna do a body man walk right now? You ready? Fuck, so let me go now. Hear me sing now. Body walk, body walk, body walk, everything. Body walk, truck, body walk, body walk.